Once her relationship with Prince William went public, the spotlight on Kate Middleton grew white hot. She found herself being photographed wherever she went, with or without William. This picture, taken as she sat unaware on a London bus, prompted her lawyers to ask newspaper and magazine editors to draw the line and respect her privacy. Piers Morgan, a judge on America's Got Talent, is a former editor of the English newspaper The Daily Mirror.
So there's Kate on the bus, daydreaming, and suddenly, bang, it's the front page of every newspaper. That's not easy for her. It's hard, and I understand that's hard. And I used to be one of the perpetrators of putting those pictures on the front page, and I would defend that. It was a charming, lovely image. And actually, looking back on it now, I bet Kate thinks, what was all the fuss about? But at the time, it seemed so invasive and intrusive because you don't know they're taking your picture.
After college, William immersed himself in military life, enrolling in Sandhurst, the English equivalent of West Point. He moved into the barracks, 30 miles outside of London, for an 11-month training course.
My brother-in-law helped train Prince William at Sandhurst, and what he said about him was he was a damn good soldier, his exact phrase. He thought William showed great leadership skills, very hard-working, one of the lads, would always muck in, very keen not to be treated any differently to everybody else. I thought, how nice to hear that.
In 2006, William graduated from Sandhurst, and many saw it as a coming out for Kate as well. It was the first time she had been to such an important event with senior royals. The graduation ceremony, a celebration of military precision and protocol, was an incredibly formal affair. Kate was her usual poised self, but when the cameras focused on her family, Kate's mother was caught committing a major faux pas.
The cameras caught Kate's mum chewing gum during the Sandhurst parade, and this was a social disaster. One does not chew gum at the passing out parade.
But over here in Britain, it was kind of like, oh, how ghastly is that woman? We simply must have her removed, off to the tower and all that sort of thing. I don't think she realised just how much focus there was going to be on her.
She didn't realize that the camera would be on everyone, watching her so closely.
Yeah, and I think now, looking back, you'd never see that again.
Still, it was a chance for the snobbier set to poke fun at the Middleton family background. Kate doesn't come from nobility, so she's considered a commoner in Britain. And last time the heir to the throne married a commoner, way back in 1660, when James, the Duke of York, married Anne Hyde, a court attendant.
Are people happy that he's gone for a commoner, someone who's not from nobility, not from royalty?
Well, it shows you how far the royal family have moved, that over the years, the royals tended to marry aristocracy.
Journalist Andrew Morton says Kate's family background already makes her very different from Princess Diana.
They've pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, no nonsense, middle class, middle of the road people, and Kate Middleton is very much a middle of the road person.
And maybe her common status could be a plus, a kind of reality check for a family that's often seen as stuffy and out of touch.
Everybody loves her.
British TV host Hannah Sandling.
She's actually the normal girl next door. She bridges the gap between us normal Joe Bloggs and the royal family. She's completely normal. We look at her as one of our contemporaries. We don't look at her as this royal stuffy bird that we can't even talk to or relate to.
That said, it wasn't easy for Kate to navigate her role as the royal girlfriend. While William became a lieutenant in the British Army, Kate began work as a buyer for a British clothing chain called Jigsaw. But she was criticized in the press for seeming to lack a firm career plan.
The story of the Queen saying that she should get a job seemed to stick. But Kate has been doing a job. She worked at Jigsaw, and she then worked in a family firm.
Yesterday, Kate responded to the criticism.
I know I've been working very hard for the family business. Sometimes those days are long days, and I think if I know I'm working hard and I'm pulling my weight, both work and then playing hard at the same time, I think everyone who I work with can see that I'm there pulling my weight, and that's really what matters to me.
Guys, come on, let's get a car.
As their relationship intensified, the couple sparked interest at every turn. But Kate appeared to handle it well.
How you doing?
She's under a lot of pressure. Her life has changed an incredible amount. And I think she deals with it so well. She doesn't complain She doesn't, blow her own trumpet. She just deals with it.
But by January of 2007, the intense focus had become a bit overwhelming. Rumors of an engagement were swirling, commemorative plates had already been unveiled, and the media was in a frenzy. By the time Kate turned 25, the paparazzi were almost unstoppable. Photographer Owen Beanie says that birthday was total chaos.
40 photographers were waiting outside of her house, and one photographer took it too far and ran across the road, which meant everyone had to run across the road, and it turned into a complete mess.
At 25 years old, Kate was facing the same pressure from the paparazzi that Diana did at the age of 19. To make matters worse, Katie Nichols says, William had been out partying at nightclubs.
And I think Kate basically got fed up, and she didn't want to be made a fool of. She pushed him into a corner and she said, William, you can have this fun, you can go and dance at nightclubs and meet girls, but you can't have me at the same time.
It was all too much for the young couple, and in 2007 came a shocking announcement. Prince William and Kate Middleton were splitting up.
He said, I think we need a break, and she gave him that break.
Coming up.
Overnight, out came the short, tight dresses.
Is Kate playing the field?
Kate was on the arm of a couple of good-looking guys.
Or might she be playing the prince?
It must have been on his mind, has he got this wrong?
When William and Kate, a royal love story, continues. In April 2007, news broke that William and Kate were splitting up. There was so much speculation about what went wrong that then British Prime Minister Tony Blair felt the need to make a statement.
We've had the announcement, fine. They should be left alone now without reams of stuff being written that I can assure you from my experience of royal stories, most of which will be complete nonsense.
It was during that breakup that Prince William and his brother Harry granted a rare interview to Matt Lauer.
As I left the States, obviously you're on the cover of a lot of magazines there for what's happened with your relationship with Kate. Is there blame, in your opinion, on the press for what happened?
No, I mean, what I do with my private life is really between me and myself, basically. I don't listen to the newspapers. I don't take any advice from them.
Do you read any of it?
Well, you occasionally see a bit of it here and there, but you just let it wash over you. I'm bigger than that. I don't need the press to tell me what to do.
Kate dealt with the breakup in her own way.
Suddenly, overnight, out came the short, tight dresses, a bit minxy, sexy, bit of cleavage showing, bit of leg showing.
Clearly, Kate was able to go out and enjoy herself on the arm of a couple of good-looking guys. William, who was, holed up in barracks at the time, probably didn't like that one bit. It must have played heavily on Prince William's mind that his father loved and lost, and then found his love again and he was happy. It must have been on his mind that has he got this wrong?
Kate understood William right from the start, and instead of pressurising him into making a decision, she took a step back. And every time she's done that, he's realised exactly what he's missing.
But William was also busy with his biggest public undertaking yet.
This evening is about all that our mother loved in life. Her music, her dance, her charities, and her family and friends.
A concert at Wembley Stadium to commemorate the 10th anniversary of his mother's death.
How wonderful life is while you're in the world.
This would be no formal, stuffy event. It was an evening for the new young royals to dance the night away in the royal box. And people couldn't help but notice that there was Kate, just a few rows behind William. Rumors of a reconciliation followed, and sure enough, less than 3 months after the breakup, the relationship was back on.
I think they had their little wobble, and everyone was like, which way is William going to go? And William, I think, made a very sensible decision. He's got a lovely girl. She seems very well grounded. They got on well, but he suddenly probably freaked and thought, I've got to either marry this girl and make her Queen of England one day, or I've got to think about this. And I think quite rightly, I don't know what went on, but I think quite rightly he probably had a little moment of, let me really think about this and make a very serious decision. This man, this young man, is choosing a queen.
But their split was so short-lived that